So I kind of owe you guys an apology and an explanation, but first, happy time zone. It's me, Ivory, the person behind my gameplay diary. I truly love storytelling through virtual reality and life simulation games and role play. So if that's something that you're into as well, baby, you done found the right place. Welcome to your new home in this YouTube streets. So as I said, I owe you guys an apology, but first, before I get on my knees and beg on my sorry for 2024, I want to let you guys know if you would like to support this channel, you can do so by going to the description box and hitting the join button and becoming a member. What does this mean? This means that you'll be able to help support me as a creator as I continue to make content, and you will get early access to videos and you'll have the ability to vote on polls. We have a lot of twists and turns coming up, and honestly, sometimes you probably should leave these storylines up to me because one thing about me, Tubi ain't have nothing on me. Like, I'm gonna give you chaos, drama, struggle, pain, love, joy, pain, sunshine but no rain. I don't really like precipitation like that. So yeah, you'll definitely be able to vote on what we do next in the storyline. So if that's something that you would like to consider, and it's not anything mandatory or necessary truly at all, it just again helps to support me as a creator. So moving forward, I kind of rebranded and I did not tell you guys anything. I kind of just did it and didn't explain why. So I think Vlogmas is going to be the perfect time for me to just, explain the why of why I did it, and we could just move on. So TLDR, my gameplay diary is going to be the final, the everything going forward. So let me take you guys back to maybe this was like a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. I'm not really sure. I don't have the best memory. My memory is very shot and there's not much I could do about it, but I know it was about 2 years ago, something like that. My entire channel got flagged for adult related content. And mind you, some of you guys have been following me for a very long time, even since day one. I don't even make content like that. And even though before, when I was just doing this without any intention, any thought, everything I do is much more curated these days, but I was still even conscious back then on like what I was wearing, and even when I was like having people on the channel, like what are they wearing? What are you guys doing? Like what's we have to be appropriate. And yeah, I really didn't even make content like that. Hindsight, I feel like maybe, I don't know, somebody watched my content and they were like, "Ill, you're disgusting, you're nothing, you ain't gonna be nothing ever. Ugh, never do this again." And so they just took the time to report all my videos. Or, maybe I upset somebody or did something because I literally was just like chilling. I think I was scrolling on like Twitter, watching Housewives. Normally, I'm always binge watching Housewives. And out of nowhere, I just started getting mass emails from YouTube. Like, mass emails, an email for every video that I have ever put on the channel ever to that as of that date back then. And I remember just being very upset and crying. I don't know if you guys know, I told you before, I'm actually very sensitive. I be crying low key sometimes. Don't tell anybody. So I just I didn't understand, like, was it something with the YouTube algorithm? And if somebody did do this to my channel, I couldn't imagine anything that I would have done for somebody to just like assassinate my one creative outlet that I enjoyed. So I had a hard time after that. I mean, I know a lot of people think that shadow banning is not real. It doesn't exist. It's not a real thing. I can only tell you how it felt and what I perceived happened. That is my truth. Nobody could take that away from me. But after that, I just realized that, like, not that I don't profess to be any YouTube expert. I'm not the popular girl out here on these streets. That is not me. I'm just having a good time sharing my games and my virtual life with you guys. But I feel like the momentum that I was coasting on for a little bit was quickly halted And for a while, we talked about this in the fireside chat yesterday. I just kept saying, like, what did I do wrong? What am I doing wrong? Because following my entire channel being flagged for adult content, my YouTube channel wasn't the same after that. And I remember saying to myself, it's either you just push through or you start a new channel. And it looked like, I'm not gonna lie to you, don't nobody want to start a new channel. Don't nobody got time for that. So I only have my gameplay diary live because that is actually my first channel ever. And at one point I was doing VR chat content, but I had to stop because I kept getting called the N word. So anyways, that's a whole other topic for another day. But I just remember being so sad because I'm like, I literally don't be bothering nobody. Like, why would somebody do that? And again, that's just my delusion telling me that someone went through and flagged my entire channel. Even though, YouTube has their bot, they would have caught that some time ago. So it was just weird that it happened back to back like that. I was able to appeal, and a large majority of the videos were lifted from that age restriction and adult content, whatever. But there were just some where I was like wearing a bodysuit and they were like, no, yeah. And I'm like, okay, but this is a cartoon character. She is not naked. She doesn't have any, like, anything inappropriate showing. She's literally just wearing a bodysuit. And then I think one of them was a vacation. Like, I was on vacation and I had on a bikini. Again, it was a bathing suit. There was nothing spilling out. So yeah, anyway, yeah, for a while, I was just like, well, what do I do now? And I don't know, I kind of sat on it and I was like, I really do want a name that represents the kind of content that I intend to make. A year ago, I actually sat down and said, well, I love writing. When I fell back in love with like writing this novel that I've been working on, I said, you know what? I've always loved storytelling. Like ever since I was a kid, like I would make my mom like little books. I made them for her all the time and I would like illustrate them and I would write them and I would give them to her. I think she even still has some of them somewhere. But I would always be telling stories, and I used to like, people used to pay me to write papers for them. Like I love writing genuinely. I love creative writing too. I love poetry. That's just me. So I was like, I want to take the two things that I'm passionate about because where I am in my life journey and who I am as a woman, I'm not the same person that I was when I first started, making gaming content. And I think you just get to a certain point after like 27, after 27 through like 30, you just get to a certain point where you're, as much as I want to say this is not true or whatever, like me a couple of years ago, I would have never said this, but you just get to a certain point where you just start to like mellow out, and a lot of the things that you found funny or entertaining or what have you just do not resonate with you anymore. And it was just a combination of me going through the shadow banning and me trying to represent my channel and my content in a way that fully represents who I am as a person. And I kind of decided that the name Ivory Snow Plays kind of sucked. uh, it just, I don't know. I just felt like I do more storytelling than gameplay. So I was like, what am I actually playing? Like, even when I'm playing The Sims, that don't work. Like, even when I'm playing The Sims, the game is broken. So like, I'm telling stories here. And I was an avid diary kid. I used to love me a diary. I even write in my journal, and I have a diary now. And at my big age, I still love writing in my diary. And I said, you know what? Why don't I just make this my gameplay diary? And I thought about it back in February, and I was like, this could probably be good for me, especially since for like, past year and some change, like 2 years, I have been feeling like I've been shadow banned. And I did some research and I was like, okay, well, maybe rebranding could be beneficial for that. And then also, I really wanted to take my name out of my social media platforms, my gaming social media platforms. I didn't want my name in it. I mean, you guys already know I'm Ivory. Like there's no like we can't retract that. There's no retconning my actual name. But I just I had a coworker that found me and they were like, "Is this you?" I was like, "No." And I think it was because of TikTok, honestly. I think TikTok might have suggested me. I didn't even set that on, but yeah. So I was like, yeah, I definitely want to remove myself from any handles on social media. And I want something fresh, I want something new, and I just never knew how to approach it. And I was very worried. Um, but back in like August, September, I really wasn't active. I mean, I was streaming on Twitch barely, like streaming on Twitch to who? My two friends that come say hi, like my sister that come say hi, my actual brother that pops in from time to time, like streaming to whom? So I was like, well, it's not like, you know, this, and I'm very humble and honest with myself, right? It's not like I'm going to be taking a major risk by changing it. And a lot of you are in the Discord, so some of you were aware. I did make a Discord post that I was rebranding, and I just left it at that. But that is the why to it. It was a little bit of a growing pain at first because I remember when I decided to start posting YouTube videos again, people were unsubscribing and they were probably like, "Who the heck is this?" And every time I would go live, I would lose like 10 followers. I don't know, there's probably some other reasons why. Probably because I stopped doing roleplay. And I learned quickly a couple years ago, back when I was streaming in a particular server, that people only want to watch you sometimes. If you start out doing like roleplay heavy, they only want to watch you if you're doing roleplay. And I started my Twitch account with The Sims too, but like when I started dabbling into GTA RP, people only wanted to stick around for that. And when I wasn't doing GTA or like if I wasn't doing Reddit, people were like, "Absolutely not. You're boring. Outside of the roleplay, you're boring." And they were so real for that because I am. I'm actually boring in real life. So, I was just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna keep pushing. The rebrand was just biting back at me, but I was like, okay, that's fine. And I think I'm finally to a point now where it's solidified. I was able to change all of my handles. I got my stuff updated with EA Creator Network. Uh, Everything's good, and I'm happy because I feel like this name just really represents all that I'm passionate about. Writing, the way I play games. I think that it fully represents who I am. And, when I'm in somebody's comment section or stream and they're like, "Oh my God, my gameplay diary is such a cute name." This actually only happened to me 3 times, but like one time is enough for you to gas me up, for me to feel like I really ate that. So yeah, I feel good about it. And, whether I'm creating content for the next 5 years, 10 years, even if I decide to keep this channel going until I'm 80 and in a nursing home and playing The Sims 7, I think that I'm always going to be happy with this name. I'm never not going to be happy with this name. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah, TLDR, kind of got shadow banned, had to work my way out of it. And YouTube is my primary platform. So I just was like, I don't know what else to do. I don't want to start a new channel. That's scary. So I kind of wish I would have done it a long time ago, but you know, can't change anything in the past. But yeah, so that's why I rebranded. But if you made it this far, I do have a secret for you. So I am working on merch now. Don't tell anybody. Like, don't start gossiping, because if people didn't make it this far in the video, like if they didn't watch this video and leave a thumbs up, how shame on them, right? So here's some tea. I am looking to get merch, and this is going to be merch that you can have in Second Life and The Sims 4 and in real life. And I feel like a lot of us, we are really in our soft eras, we are in our cozy eras, And I was like, well, I could do hoodies, but cliche. And I was like, maybe I could do like coffee mugs. Like, I don't know, like, what would you guys like to see as merch? Let me know in the comment section. I do not have a timeline because this is artwork that I would have to get like commissioned. So I don't want to give any exact dates. I just want to kind of gauge like, what would you guys love to rock? I was thinking about just getting some things that we like to say in the community, but I might just start out with like my gameplay diary or like the locket. But I don't know, like mugs, t-shirts, knockoff Stanley cups. I just let me know in the comment section, and that's going to help me gauge how to move forward over the next couple of months while I plan out the merch. That would be very, very helpful for me. Be sure to take care of yourself, stay hydrated, and continue to enjoy this holiday season. We're almost there. I know this time of the year is so tough, but look how far you made it. I'm really proud of you, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.